Let's talk about it. Our Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now back on the win column with a 16-13 win against the Los Angeles Rams. But before I get into my reaction, if you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. I am Ramy B and I post weekly Buccaneer reaction videos. This will not be like my last few ones where I was really tearing the team because we won and I want to be positive, although there are still a lot of things to be concerned about. But let me start it off. The Bucs had 323 total yards of offense with 272 passing and about 50 something with rushing. The Rams had 206 total yards, 138 passing and about 68 rushing yards. So the Bucs offensively, first off, this was a very bad offensive game with a million punts, a million 3-and-outs, and it just wasn't a good game. It was really boring and exhausting to watch. But in the end, the Buccaneers did pull through. Brady was 36 of 58 for 280 yards and a touchdown. Not the most efficient game. He had, 22 incompletions. Again, a lot of inaccuracy, but on that final drive when the Rams botched it by not getting a first down and giving us the ball, I'm going to be honest, I was concerned the way our offense has been. I was like, there's no way we're going to drive down the field and score a touchdown. We'll probably get fourth and goal and then miss out like we did against the Packers on the 2-point conversion. We flamed out, and the Steelers as well. But Brady got it done in 4 or 5 plays, I want to say. He drove us down 60 yards and K-Dotton got the touchdown. Running game, again, non-existent. Rashad White had 8 carries for 27 yards. Lenny 9 for 19. Overall, again, just pointless to run the ball. On the receiving end, K-Dotton had 5 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. I tweeted that K-Dotton has a lot of potential and he's going to be good, and I'm glad that they're starting to give him the ball more, and he scored the game-winning touchdown. This is the first touchdown by a Bucs tight end all season, which is crazy to think about. But you got to think we've only had one now. Brady has had 10 passing touchdowns on the year, so not really that crazy. But yeah, Brady 10 passing touchdowns on the year and 1 pick. Scotty Miller, 7 catches for 53 yards. He really came alive in those last 2 drives, but he did have that stupid drop. I don't know why he jumped for the ball and why he wanted to kind of catch it like this, like catch with your hands. Had he just stayed on the ground, he would have caught it like up here or something, but very stupid. He's really hasn't done anything since the NFC Conference Championship game. NFC Championship game. I don't know why I'm saying conference. Yeah, the NFC Championship game when he had that deep ball against the Packers. He's really been living off of that. Leonard Fournette had 5 catches for 41 yards, Evans 5 for 40, Godwin 7 for 36, and nobody else had over 30 yards. Julio Jones, I think, got hurt on that one play where he slipped and he took a while to get up again, got hurt. What else is new? Evans hasn't really been looking at it as himself lately. I mean, he did have 5 catches for 40 yards, but he did drop a lot. I think it has to do with that injury when he caught that ball and got hit on the left, right, and back by the 3 defenders at the same time. So I think that has him kind of shook, or maybe he wasn't feeling himself. But we know Evans, he'll get hurt and still continue playing, so I'm not too concerned. And then Godwin 7 for 36. Defensively, Vita Vea had 2 sacks. Nacho Nunez Roches had 1 sack, and Gennard Avery had 1 sack. So 4 sacks on the day. Stafford was 13 of 27 for 165 yards and a touchdown. 127 of those yards and the touchdown came to Cooper Kupp. So without that, those 8 catches from Cooper Kupp, he had 5 completions for 5 completions for 38 yards. Overall, not a good day for Stafford. It was just a blown coverage by Cooper Kupp, and he scored the touchdown. And I think now in 5 games, Cooper Kupp has over 700 yards on us and 5 touchdowns. On the run game, Darrell Henderson, 12 carries for 56 yards. Nobody else had over 10 yards. And on the receiving end, outside of Cooper Kupp for 127, nobody had over 30 yards. Allen Robertson had 3 for 24, and then nobody else besides that had over 10 yards. So defensively, we played a pretty solid game overall. Like we have been all season, our defense has held teams close enough. It's just our offense couldn't carry their end of the share, and they did. But I did want to give the big shout out. The MVP of the team this year and this game especially is our special teams. Suckup was 3 of 3 for 36, averaging 36 yards a field goal. He had a 50-yarder, which, we heard that Suckup wasn't really good at those deep field goals, but he did make one. Camarda had 6 punts and 357 yards total with a 59.5 yard average. He had that beautiful one that Todd Bowles should have challenged that hit the goal right off the goal line. That definitely would have been down at the inch, like literally 1 inch line. And then he had a 73 yarder. So special teams has really carried this team overall this year, but I'm not going to get too much into the negatives. Again, play calling has sucked. I'm surprised we scored a touchdown to K-Dot in that situation because we really suck in short yardage, but it was we scored on a play action pass. Again, it looked like the Rams were They knew exactly what we were doing when we were running screens. There's those clips that have been floating around from the Ravens game where they were saying we're running the same exact play from different formations, and that all we have to do is stop the Bucs on their first down runs, and we'll be good with those second and third and longs. Like, it's known. Defenses now know what we're doing, and it looks like they finally used the element of surprise, ran a play action when, honestly, if this was any other game, we probably would have tried running it up the gut with 10, 11 seconds left, and then had to have spiked it and then had one final play. So I'm really glad that we actually did adjust in that moment. I'm not optimistic that we're going to adjust moving forward offensively, but we'll see. But overall, I'm not going to harp on the negatives. We are 4-5 in the division. The Falcons lost to, I forgot who they lost by a field goal. So we are now tied for first place, but with the tiebreaker, we are in sole possession of first place. The Panthers are still a game behind, but they have the tiebreaker over us, and the Saints play against the Ravens tomorrow on Monday Night Football, and if the Saints win, they will also be 4-5. So this division is very close, and I think every game is going to matter, no matter how bad this division is, because I think the entire division is going to be within 2 or 3 games apart come the end of the season. So division games are going to be very important. We are 2-1 in the division right now. Next week, we go to Munich, Germany for our home game against the Seahawks. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals today, and they're first place in their division. I want to say they have 5 wins or maybe 6 wins now, 6-2 or something, 6-3, something like that. That's going to be a tough game, and I don't know if we're going to win that, but who knows? Brady's played in a lot of international games. As long as we keep it a low-scoring game, and Brady can get confident, start taking shots, and we try to make some exotic play calls and change things up. This could be a game that we pull off. If we come back from Germany with a 5-5 record at the bye week, that's 5-5, 10 games in with 7 left. I think we will be in good place, good position. But we do have a tough stretch coming up. We still have to play the 49ers, the Bengals, the Saints again. So the schedule is not going to get easier per se. But, as long as we stay battling on that first place spot, or we stay within a half game out of it, anything could happen. But yeah, Bucs Nation, comment down below what you think. And yeah, we got another W, first W in a month. Let's, hopefully get a second one next week in a row. And yeah, go from there. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, I am out.
Let's go! You a Buccaneer!